were overheating while we were running live, and that's why there was lag. So ran into another con. The flow of the air starts shaking the phones back and forth, so I gotta stabilize it, and I'm just piling stuff on top of the phone. It's crazy. Okay, anyways. Welcome back, everybody. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little community, to make it a little bit more fun, to stretch and suffer on the floor, hopefully together. And I make some other content as well. Quick workouts, home workouts, fitness tutorial type things, so make sure to check those out. All right, let's get into some warm-up. The first thing we're going to do is hip cars, and they look like this. The goal of hip cars are to move your muscles through their full range of motion at this hip level. Cool. So we're going to start by bringing the knee up as high as we can. We're going to open up that hip to the side, lift the knee high, try to keep the hips in the same spot, and bring that leg out. Whew. From here, we're going to rotate the leg. We're going to bring the ankle up, 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 up. Oh, that's intense. From the side, it looks like this. And once you got into horizontal, I want you to keep going. Up, 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 up. Ah. Oh. From here, we're going to move on to the next position. We're going to bring the leg down and back. Down and back from the front looks like this. We're staying like right behind us. From the side, it looks a little bit more complex. Whew. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, feel the stretch here in the hip flexor. A lot of us, when we're really trying to reach that leg back, we're going to put a lot of stress in the low back and arch the back. That will get uncomfortable after a little bit, so try your best to keep your core nice and tight and try not to put the pressure in the low back. Get it to come from the hip. Cool? Let's go. We're doing 10 reps of hip cars on the left side, 10 reps of hip cars on the right side. Oh, hold on. The phones are vibrating again because the fan is too good. No, hold on. Sorry. Will it stop shaking? Okay. Looks alright. Let's continue. Hip cars, going forward. We're starting with high knee. We're going to open up the hip to the side. Then we're rotating the leg up and up and up. Then we'll bring the leg down and back. That's one rep. We're doing next one. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 2 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 3 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back, that's 5, high knee, open, ankle up, down and back, high knee, open, ankle up, down and back, that's 7, high knee, open, ankle up, down and back, high knee, open, ankle up, down and back, this is 9, last one, high knee, open, ankle up, down and back, oh man, that's 10, okay, whew. We got one more hip to go, let's do it. Other side. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. 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 I completely forget the count. I think this is about 5 though. Ankle up. Down and back. 6, open, ankle up, down and back, 7, open, ankle up, down and back, 8, open, ankle up, down and back, 9, open, ankle up, down and back. One more for good measure, because I forgot to count at the beginning. Whew, those are hip cars going forward. We're just trying to get our hips to move a little bit better, so we're trying to get through a big range of motion using our own muscle power. We just did both sides going forward. Hopefully your hips are feeling a little bit more warmed up. Maybe your calves and your ankles are feeling a little bit tight for trying to balance yourself this whole time. And we get a chance to take a break. And then we're going to move on into doing them in reverse. All right? When we do them in reverse, there's 2 things I want you to really focus on. I want you to really keep that core nice and tight. And that's because in reverse, the first move that we're going to do is leg extension, hip extension. We're bring the leg down and back. Because it's that first move, we tend to take it pretty intensely and go whoosh, and stick that leg way far back as far as we can. When we do that, typically we're putting a lot of pressure in our low back and causing a lot of bending right here, and that is the wrong place. We want the hip to be going through maximum range of motion, not the low back. So I want you to keep that core tight, like you're bracing for a punch, and from here, if you try to bring that leg back, your leg will get stuck, and it'll start working on the hips. Cool. Let's go. Core tight, back, side, ankle up, ankle down. Keep that knee as high as you can. Once the ankle comes down, bring the knee forward. That's 1 rep. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 2. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 3, back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 4, back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 5, back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 6, back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 7, back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 8, back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 9, last one, back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 10, oh man, it's not even just the leg that's doing the crazy work that's tired. My ankles are tired from balancing and holding the weight while my legs go from side to side. Oh, Travel World actually says, sorry, I'm late. You're not late. You're here perfectly on time. Okay, those were 3 out of 4 of our hip cards. We got one last hip. Again, we're trying to strengthen and get mobile at the same time. Trying to get as much range of motion out of the hip as possible. Let's go. Core tight. To protect the back, start by bringing the leg back. Oh, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. I think that's 3. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 4. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 5, back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 6, back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 7, if you are feeling like you're getting a little bit off balance, your balance and muscles are a little tired, feel free to hold on to something and get a little bit of support. I think this is 9. Last one. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. Those are hip cards. That is our first warm-up exercise, and it feels like that was quite exhausting. That is because it is. We slowly warmed up the hips, started getting them to move through more range of motion, hopefully waking them up, and it's time to do something a little bit more chill. But before we do that, welcome everybody who's in right now. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, the most important quality, build a little community, make stretching and getting this really uncomfortable form of exercise, making it a little bit more fun. If you like that, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe. And let's keep on going. The second move that we're going to do is the elephant walk. And I want you to start by folding forward into this L shape. If you have a tight low back, it's going to be telling you, hey, my back is tight, and I'm tight, and relax, chill, stop doing this. You can just ignore your low back just a little bit, not for realsies, not for serious, just relax.
your low back. Give it a couple of seconds. It will hopefully chill out and realize this is good for you. And now, hopefully, your low back has quieted down and you're feeling it in your hamstrings. When you're feeling it in your hamstrings, we're going to add a little bit of movement. We're going to bend one knee, straighten the other. We're going to switch to the other side. We're going to keep on switching back and forth. The whole time, I want you to focus on bringing that belly button down towards the ground, feeling the hamstring stretch getting more and more intense as you go. That movement will help to loosen up your muscles, but it will not be fun to start. Take your time. One knee at a time. Bend and straighten. And bend and straighten. Oh, you're going to feel some tension. A lot in your hamstrings, of course. You're going to feel some right underneath your glutes. That's where your hamstrings connect into your skeletal system, into your pelvis. And, keep going. Keep going. Bring that belly button down. Fold. Keep on going and going and going and going. We want to get to the point where these moves, or this move, stops feeling so intense, where you forget how rough it was when you started and you go, oh, this isn't so bad. I could do these. I could do more of these. No big deal. And that is when we know you've warmed up. Keep going. If you feel like you're able to move faster now, great. Move a little bit faster. Move with some gusto. And, keep going. See if you can get deeper into the fold, maybe deeper into how far you bend your knee. And we're going to go for 3 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, 0. Pop into a little bit of a squat. Come on back up into standing. That is our second warm-up exercise. Well, it's part 1 of our second warm-up exercise. We're going to take that position we were just in, where one knee is bent and one leg is straight, and we're folding forward. And we're going to add some thoracic rotation, which is just rotating and getting a little bit of movement in your spine. Okay? The way we're going to do this looks a little bit like this. We're going to open up our legs decently wide, hips width or a little bit more. We're going to bend one knee. My left knee is bent. I'm going to take the arm from the bent side, reach across the body, and push against the outside of the straight leg. All right? From here, we're going to rotate open our chest, our back. We're going to reach our arm behind us. Look at that hand. Reach, 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 reach. Breathe. And come on back down. Switch to the other side. Reach, 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 reach. And breathe. That's 1. We're going to do 5 of these in total. So, bent knee, arm across, reach. Once you've reached as far back as you can, you're looking at that hand, you're getting a little extra rotation in your neck. I want you to inhale and exhale and try to reach a little further. Inhale, exhale, and reach a little further. And see how much further you can open up that chest. Open up your rotation. Other side. That's 2, I believe. 3 more to go. Keep it up. Open, 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 open. That's 3. And 4, last one. That is a little thoracic rotation. Hopefully your spine is moving a little bit better. Your shoulders might be a little bit tired from reaching back behind you. I know that is always the case for me. And with that, we're done with warm-up exercise 2. We're going to move on to warm-up exercise number 3, and that is the Cossack switches. If you've never done a Cossack switch before, it looks a little bit like this. We are opening up our legs. We're dropping down to one side, basically doing a single leg squat on one side
And the other leg whoosh, is sliding right out, just helping us with balance. Then we're going to scoot our butts over to the other side. Pause here, chill, whew, relax, fold into it, and then come back. Whew, that is 1 rep. We don't do it from standing, we just get into the squat and go from side to side. For most of us, our ankles, our hips are not quite ready for that. So let's take a second to pre-stretch some of those muscles. I want you to bring your legs together, basically get into that same position as you need in a second. Pull your knees into your chest. I want you to lean your weight forward so that your heels are coming off the ground. And I want you to feel that Achilles tendon stretch, feel the calf tension in that leg while you pull your knees to your chest. Whew. If you sit too far back, it's highly likely you'll fall backwards. So if you just tested it and you're like, oh, okay, that's why he leans forward, now you know why we lean forward. To make sure we get that nice stretch in the Achilles tendon and the calves. Chill here for a little bit. Breathe. Now that you've hung for a little bit, and hopefully your hips have relaxed a little bit, I want you to make sure that you're doing a little tiny bit of a wiggle, a little bit of a dance, some shifting back and forth, because inevitably when we move, when we do the Cossack switch, you'll be trying to balance, you'll be trying to shift your weight, you'll be trying to adjust your legs, and all of that movement is something that you can add into the stretch at the same time as when we're hugging our knees. Cool? Alright, from here, this position where you're just hugging your knees, we're going to get into our Cossack switches. We're doing 10 reps. I'm going to walk you through all of them, don't worry. We're going to put our hands straight down onto the floor. We're going to extend one leg out to the side. We're going to try our best to put our heels on the ground, both of them. There's a lot of movement in an awkward, weird position, so having your heel down is going to help you with stability. Keeps your whole foot nice and strong, stuck into the ground. Alright? From here, I want you to get into the lowest position possible where both heels are still on the ground. For some of you, you might be all the way down here. Great. For a lot of us, you might be a little bit higher up, something like this. Wherever you are, don't worry, it's all part of the process, and we're going to get started. From here, we're going to shift our weight over to the other side. If it's feeling easy for you, great. Focus on hanging out in that deep squished position as much as you can so that we can get a little bit deeper. If you're a little bit deeper and your hands can reach but you're not quite able to get your butt across, it's really hard, you can put your hands down. Give yourself a little bit of support. Remember, each time we get from side to side, I want you to keep your hips as low to the ground as possible so that you can get the stretch and you can strengthen your hips in these extreme ranges of motion. We've just done 4, but I don't know if I told you to start doing them with me, so we'll count that as 2. Keep going. 3, and back. 4, and back. 5, and back. If you are feeling strong, you don't need to put your hands down. You can keep on leaning forward and continue. That's 6. If that's feeling easy for you, you can sit up as straight as possible. Extend your arms out in front of you to help counterbalance and keep going. 7. Keep on trying to keep those hips low to the ground. Hang out, chill, sink into it, and come back. Hang out, chill, sink into it. That's 8. 9. And back. Last one. By the way, forgot to mention this earlier. If your knees, the inner knees, right here, are feeling a little achy from doing these low positions, you can add a little bit of an up, across, and then sit and squish. Up, across, and sit and squish. Oof. That is 10 reps. And also, the up and across helps you take a little bit of pressure off the inside of your leg for those moments when the inside of your leg starts feeling a little tired, starts feeling a little sad, and needs a little bit of support. You can just go around. You don't have to do the lowest possible position the whole time. Cool? All right, that is all of our warm-up exercises. And if that worries you, don't be worried. We just need to warm up for the stretches we're about to do. And that's what's coming up. We got no more cardio left, so don't worry. All right, let's come back up into standing. Shake out your legs for a second. Do a little dance. Do a little wiggle. Loosen up the hips. We're gonna get into some hamstring stretches. That is the first of our 5 stretches. The way we're gonna do them is we're gonna drop one knee down. We're gonna extend one leg forward. We're gonna fold here at the hips, bringing the belly button down to the thigh. So this knee could benefit from a little bit of padding, a little bit of foam, maybe a towel folded up, just a little bit of cushioning. That's what I want you to go grab right now for this knee. And while you go grabbing something, you might as well have a sip of water too, all right? I'm gonna grab my coffee. I'm gonna take a look real quick at the chat and see how things are going. Whew. Good Nasty is here. Welcome, welcome. Che, welcome back. I think I said welcome earlier, but I can't remember if I did because I did see your, I don't know, the little circle. What is that called? The circle with your face in it, or for me, the circle with me being like an ant-shaped thing. Okay. Whew. If you have never been here before, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, and we're basically at the beginning of our stretches. So we're, I don't know, 15-20% in. If you like stretching, you need help practicing consistency, this is the place to be. Just make sure to follow the video, follow along. I try to explain everything nice and slowly so anybody can jump in as they scroll their way to the video. And if you like it, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe. If you don't like it, I'm not offended. Anyways, let's go. We are ready to do some hamstring stretch. Again, if you have your cushion now, I want you to try your best to potentially put both your knees down on it. It doesn't have to be quite this big, but I'm just making a point here to show you that from the side, from your angle, you might notice that my hips, the right side of my hip and the left side of my hip are totally in line, and from your guys' vision, you can't see the other hip, right? If you reach out too far with one leg, you, from over there, you're gonna see the right side of my hip, you're gonna see the left side of my hip. And this is what I want you to avoid. I want you to pull your legs back so that from the side, one side of the hip hides the other side of the hip, all right? If your legs are like this, you've gone too far. And you're probably not focusing on the hamstring stretch anymore. Cool? So, if that new way of explaining it didn't make any sense, just keep your hips square together and pull your leg into your body. Don't reach your leg way far out. Cool? From here, we'll bring this belly button down to the thigh. Whew. Time out. Oh, this cushion's a little too squishy. I've lost balance. Also, if you have a leg that you know is a little less flexible than the other, focus on that one first because I explained more on the first leg. So, let's continue. We are folding our belly button downwards after making sure our hips are pretty closely put together square to each other. Man, I gotta come up with better words for this. From here, I want you to take some normal breaths. Just chill, breathe, relax. Your hamstrings might be feeling a little bit tight. You might be feeling a little bit in the glute, a little bit in the calf, and that's good. I just want you to breathe and relax. A lot of stretching is controlling the tension in your body and teaching your brain to be chill about the things that you're doing so that it doesn't automatically contract. There's something called a stretch reflex, and if you're feeling real tight right now, it could very well be the stretch reflex kicking in. So we're trying to breathe, we're trying to be chill, trying to teach the brain that this is cool, and then we're gonna make it way harder. Let's inhale and exhale and fold. During the inhale, we're taking in as much air as we can without popping up like we just inflated a balloon. And then we're going to slowly exhale and fold ourselves deeper into the stretch as we exhale. The exhale will be nice and slow and long. Cool? Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. I want all of the folding coming from the hips. Bring the belly button down to the ground. All right? You'll be tempted, I'm sure,
to bring your head down to the ground, to bring your chest down. And you can do all those things. It just puts a lot of pressure on your neck, on your upper back, when the goal here is to get most of the stretch from the hips. So all that extra stuff is unnecessary. Let those relax so you can teach your brain to chill out. Cool? All right. From here, I want you to take normal breaths. Try your best to relax. Feel the more intense stretch that you are now in. And we're going to do one more inhale, exhale. Get just a little bit deeper, and then we'll start for our 30 seconds. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. That is our setup. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30. 29. 28. 27. 26. 25. 24. 23. 22. 21. Keep on breathing. Try to relax your muscles as much as possible. Try to sink deeper into the stretch. If you're folded forward far enough, gravity is pulling you down. And 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, that is our first hamstring stretch. Oh man. And we got one more to go. In the meantime, while we switch legs to the other side, I want to let you guys know we've been struggling a little bit with the Wi-Fi and the data and switching back and forth. Some days we have absolutely zero lag on Wi-Fi. Some days we have so much lag on both Wi-Fi and data that the live is just looking crazy. So if it's lagging, let me know in the chat and we'll try to adjust something. Either turn off the Wi-Fi, rely on data, reset the router for a second, or something else. Let me know. All right. Switching to the other leg. Again, trying to keep these hips side by side so that you can't see the other one from your angle. But, flip that around and do it for yourself. And then from here, we're folding the belly button down into the thigh. Woo. You might notice at this point that one leg is way more flexible than the other. That is very normal. My left leg has an old injury, so I can never get as deep as my right leg in this stretch, and that's why I start with the other one and give it a little bit more time. All right, from here, I hope you've been taking some normal breaths while folding forward, trying to relax those muscles as much as possible. Inhale, exhale, and it's time. Let's go. Inhale, exhale, fold. The big one. Inhale, exhale, and fold. Now you're in a much more intense stretch. Is deeper, is more intense. Breathe. Don't hold your breath. Try to relax. If something feels really quite intense, you can stab your fingers into your hamstrings and squish it and poke and take your mind off of it by poking your leg instead. And we're gonna do one more inhale, exhale. Let's go. Inhale, exhale, and fold. That is our stretch. I think we're about ready to start our 30 seconds. Y'all ready? 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath. 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, all right. Come on out of that hamstring stretch.
I like to spin around, rotate, and do something weird, whatever possible, just to make sure, my body's moving okay. And so you don't have to copy whatever weird thing I do on any given day. Just get out of your hamstring stretch. You can usually just sit up a little bit straighter to start. Oh, that is the first of our 5 stretches. The hamstrings are very important, and that's why we spend a whole bunch of time on them, both in the elephant walk before, where we're going like this, bending one knee, straighten out the other leg, and also in that intense hamstring stretch that we were just doing. Again, we only do the stretch, like main ending part for about 30 seconds, but we want to get the most out of that stretch, and so we spend all that earlier time breathing and folding, trying to get to the point where those 30 seconds of stretch are going to make the most impact. And it takes a little bit longer than 30 seconds, but mostly it's breathing and chilling. All right. Whew, that is our first stretch, the hamstring stretch. Most of the other ones aren't nearly as crazy. So get rid of that cushion. You don't need it anymore. Grab a sip of water because, I talk so much and I need water. And we're going to move on into stretch number 2, the butterfly stretch. I recommend you do this up against a wall. And that's because when you have a wall pushing on your back, you're much less likely to roll backwards. And if you're not rolling backwards, you can focus on the stretch that's important, which is the groin stretch here in the butterfly. All right? So in the butterfly stretch, once you pull your feet together in towards your hips, towards your groin, you'll start feeling a little bit of tension here on the inner thighs. And the way to make this stretch more intense is to bring your knees into the ground. So you want to open them up. The way you do this, or the way I recommend you do this, is use your thigh muscles, the outer thighs and the glutes, to help pull on the legs. If you're not quite sure which muscles those are or how that works, just focus on the main important details. I want to see your knees go down into the ground. And if you feel like they went down a little bit, you're using the right muscles. If you feel like they're not really going down because maybe you're not quite strong enough, but you're feeling the tension build here in the groin, you're probably using the right muscles. The only time where you might not be using the right muscles is when you're contracting the muscles and all of a sudden your legs come closer and closer and closer and closer together. That will be useful if you do a more advanced version of this stretch called PNF, contract release style of stretching, but that is not what we're doing, so you don't have to worry about that. Cool? All right. Contract those muscles, open up those legs, bring the knees down into the ground as much as you can, and we are at a good starting point. We're taking our hands, we're applying a little bit of pressure. This is when the wall really matters. When you push down into your legs, you're going to feel a whole bunch of pressure in your shoulders, in the back of your head, and that is important because you're pushing your back into the wall and you're also pushing your legs into the ground. And since our back can't go anywhere, we can only push our knees down into the ground and make this stretch super painful. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30. 29. 28. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 27. 26. 25. 24. You can relax the muscles in your leg a little bit. Keep breathing. When you relax, you might notice that you actually get a little bit deeper into the stretch, and that is amazing. And when you're ready again, you can keep on contracting those muscles. Keep on contracting. Pull those knees down. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Keep on trying to open up those legs. Don't start daydreaming. I do that a lot, I know, but you shouldn't. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, we're done. Let the hands go. Relax the muscles if you're still contracting them in the glutes and in the outer thighs. Just chill here for a second. Relax. You might feel like your legs have completely passed out. They're just not ready to do anything at all, and that's not good. We got lots of other stretches to do, so give them a little shake, give them a little wiggle, wake them up, go. And once your legs are starting to work again, once they're feeling like they're ready to flap like the wings of a butterfly, It's a good sign. We're ready for side split. Sorry, side split. We're ready for the third stretch. Standing pancake and or the seated pancake. Oh, I recommend, if you're brand new and you want to take it gentle, to do the seated pancake. But in general, the standing pancake is going to give you much more bang for the buck. So let's demonstrate the standing pancake, and I'll explain how the technique is different for the seated pancake in just a sec. All right. For the pancakes, the goal is to open up our legs pretty wide. If you can get to 90 degrees, great. That's a great starting point. If you can get deeper to 120, this is insane. You know, kudos. You don't have to open your legs nearly that far. This is plenty. Just get to where you can. The only thing to note is if you're feeling a pinching pain in your hips, bring it back. It does not have to be to the point where you're feeling your hip and your thigh bone. Sorry, your thigh bone and your leg bone. Your hip and your thigh bone smashing into each other. What am I saying? Words. Okay, whew. From here, with our legs wide, we're going to fold forward, bring the belly button pointing into the ground. From the side, it looks like we're just trying to touch the toes. That is our starting point for the standing pancake. When your upper body is like this, horizontal, you're going to feel the most intense stretch here in the hips. It's because gravity is pulling your whole entire body down. You can make it more intense by extending your arms in front of you. Oh, holding a water bottle, extending it in front of you. Oh, and that's pretty much all you need to know to get started in our stretch. If you extend your arms so that your biceps are by your ears and you focus on folding forward and forward and forward and forward, you're doing the pancake stretch. We're going to get into that. We're going to hold for 30 seconds, and that's our stretch. Cool? If you are looking for something a little bit gentler, a little bit easier to start, maybe you're just really sore today and you don't want to do the standing variation, that's okay. The seated variation looks like this. It's pretty much the same. We're going to sit on something nice and stable, preferably something that won't slide out from behind you. We're going to open up our legs. It's going to be harder to open it up as wide as you can when you're seated because gravity is not pulling your hips down, is not helping you spread your legs out. You have to do this with your own muscle power. So if you can't get it quite as open, that's fine, that's normal. Scoot your butt into a comfortable position, fold forward, and you might find that you get stuck a little bit earlier. The most intense position is when your upper body is horizontal. When you're seated on something really low, depending on your flexibility, you might not be able to get quite close to horizontal. It might still be enough for you, but to get a lot more out of the stretch, to get it to be more intense, you can try elevating your butt a little bit higher. This is a dangerous move with the yoga block. I might collapse these blocks, but maybe I can still make the point before that happens. Oh, okay, boom. With the yoga blocks rotated to the other side, slightly higher, I can get much closer to horizontal and get a deeper stretch because gravity is pulling a lot harder for me. All right, that is all I got. Let's get into some stretches. Oh, if you're seated and you're still seated, you can stay seated. If you're standing now and you're ready to go, let's go. Open up the legs. Make sure your hips don't hurt. Fold forward. You can open them up further if you'd like. Fold, 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 fold. Extend your arms out in front of you. Breathe. Bring that belly button down. And keep on trying to bring the belly button down. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30. 29. 28. 27. 26. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Ah, that is our pancake stretch. Come on back up into the closest thing to standing that you can get into right now. If your legs are struggling, you might need to toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel your way back into standing. The standing pancake in particular, puts a lot of stress into your inner thigh muscles and your hamstrings. The hamstrings happen when you're folding forward and any time you're folding forward, but the inner thigh muscles are getting stretched when your legs are open. When you're in a seated position, they don't suffer as much in the stretch, but when you're in the standing position, the one I recommend, they are getting stretched out because your body weight is pulling your hips down into the ground, or pushing your weight down into the ground. But there's a catch. Because you're standing, you're actually contracting these muscles to hold up your body weight. And the deeper into the stretch you are, the weaker those muscles tend to be. So you're actually training strength in these inner thighs when you do the standing pancake. And that suffering, it's going to feel like suffering. But getting stronger here in this position actually helps you develop your side split. So it's important that you do this standing pancake. Cool? Cool. I'm feeling a little bit stuck in this position. Hold on. Oh, that is our third stretch. We're going to move on into our fourth stretch. I believe we did the pigeon yesterday, so let's get into the figure four. If you are a regular and you know exactly which one you like, go ahead and do that one. I just explained one of these moves per day. And realistically, now that I'm thinking about it, I should probably do that with the pancake as well. I do a standing and a seated and just switch back and forth. Whew. Okay. Figure four, pigeon. Looks a little bit like this. We bring the leg across the body. We'll bring the leg up to the belly button and bring the belly button down to the leg, and it looks a little bit like this from the side. We want to feel the stretch here in the side of the hip, in the glutes, and that's it. The figure four has us laying down on our backs. We have to use our arms to pull the leg towards us. The pigeon has us on our leg and on our chest, and we kind of like gravity pull our chest down into the leg. Ooh. If you like one or the other, go ahead and do it. I'm going to demonstrate the figure four. Cool? We're going to take that leg. Once we're laying down, we're going to cross it over to the other side. We're going to reach our hands through the triangle we just made and around the outside of the leg. We're going to pull the leg in. When you start pulling, you might feel a stretch in the hamstrings. You might feel a little bit of tension here in the front of the hip. You might feel a little bit of tension here in the side of the glute and on the outside of the thigh. It's just dependent on what is tight and where you just worked out and trained. You're in position. Now I want you to pull your knee in towards your chest, and all of the muscles are going to start tingling and going, whoa, what the heck? That's crazy. What is this? That's okay. I want you to breathe. Inhale. Exhale. And I want you to pull a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale. And I want you to pull a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale. I think we're about ready. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30. 29. 28. 27. 26. 25. If all of a sudden the stretch is feeling real easy, real enjoyable, you probably aren't pulling hard enough. So pull some more at 23. 22. If your knee is feeling like there's a lot of torque here coming from the ankle and you're not able to get that hip as low as the leg, go ahead and grab that knee. Give it a little bit of love. Give it a little bit of support. Pull it in as well, and your stretch might increase in intensity by a lot. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Let it all go. Once you've relaxed those leg muscles, you're feeling the glutes relax, the hips relax, take your hands, drop them off on either side, and let your hips flop over. Ooh, got a nice crack in the left hip just now. Come on back to center. Let the other side drop down. Oh yeah. And just do a couple of these. Help your back to relax a little bit. I said we wouldn't do any more stuff for the back after the thoracic rotations, but I guess technically that's not true. This is less intense than the thoracic rotations though. You can like close your eyes and chill. All right, too much eye closing. Getting sleepy. Let's get up and do the other side. So, same thing. We're just mirroring it. We're going to lay again on our backs. I guess you didn't have to sit up at all to begin with. We're going to cross the leg over to the other side. We're going to reach our hands through the triangle we just made. We're going to grab around the other leg. Oh, and we're going to start pulling. You might notice immediately that one hip is way tighter than the other. Again, super normal. We do different things off different legs. Maybe you just jump every time off of your right leg. Maybe the first step you take on every step is always your right leg. Maybe you emphasize one foot over the other all the time. And when that happens, you got unevenness in the body. And the rest of the body adjusts. Anyways, let's go. Pull your leg in. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Pull some more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Pull again. Ooh! Now that the stretch is getting intense, 30 seconds. Let's go. 30. 29. 28. 27. Again, if your knees are feeling a little bit of tension because of that stretch, you can hug the knee, palm it, pull it in with the leg. That'll take some of the burden off of the knee. 24. 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Keep on bringing that leg in. 9, 8, 7, 6. Breathe. Don't hold your breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, relax. Relax everything. Drop your arms to either side and let your hips fall as well. Oof. Little to the left, little to the right. Let that low back relax. Oof. When you reach all the way over to one side, maybe stab your fingers into your back and give yourself a little bit of a massage. Discover if anything feels a little bit funny, something feels tender, then you probably have to go focus on that thing for a little bit and figure out why it's so tender. All right, one last one to the other side. And we just finished 4 of our 5 stretches. It's time for the side splits. Whew. Everything that we've done so far, the warm-up, the stretches, has been to make sure our loose, ready for the combination of all of the stretches, the side splits. All the stretches that we did focused on 1 or 2 or 3 of the stretches that we need for 3 muscles that we need to work on for a good set of side splits. All right, the hamstrings are important, of course. The glutes are important when we try to bring our legs out to the side, and we don't need to dwell on that topic. Let's get into side splits conversation. I want you to stand 8 to 12 inches in front of a wall. And that's because inevitably, while we do these stretches, your butt's going to go. You're going to be trying to balance. You're going to try and figure out how to get deeper into the side split. And at some point, you might just lean a little too far back and you'll lose balance. You'll be like, no! And you might fall on the ground. If you're really close to the ground, that'll be fine. It's no big deal. But if you are quite high off the ground, you can fall like 2.5 feet into the ground, and your tailbone is not designed for that kind of impact. It's gonna hurt. So, if you have a wall, something right behind you that you can kind of just gently fall into, that'll keep you feeling safer. It'll keep your butt from hurting when you fall, and why would you want to suffer for no reason? Cool? All right. 8 to 12 inches in front of a wall. If you're already really deep in your stretch, you don't need it. But having something back there when you are in that deep stretch position helps you sit upright. It will support your back instead of just being something that catches you. And if it's supporting your back, you can hang out in that position without having your hands down on the ground. And that could be really good for your stretch too. I'll demonstrate that in a little bit. Cool? All right. From here, we're upper legs decently wide. Just wide enough where your hips are not feeling any discomfort from pinching. If you've gone too deep and you're like, oh, this is kind of achy over here, bring your legs back in. From here, we're going to fold forward, bring the belly button down into the ground. Breathe, put your hands down. And when you're folded forward, you might be able to get into a deeper position because you've rotated your hips and your legs. Oh, so see if you can drop just a little tiny bit deeper without pain. When you're here, I want you to try to put your hands on the ground. If you can, great. If you can't, you can elevate your hands. You can use some yoga blocks, like me, a couple textbooks, a stool perhaps, or even a chair. All right? From here, we're going to do the most important thing in the whole entire show for the side splits, and that is called external rotation of the leg. What that means is, so far, we've had our feet set up so that our feet are down on the ground, right? We're going to rotate the whole leg backwards. And when we do, the foot is going to go boom. The heel is down, the toes are up, the knees are pointing up, the quad muscles are pointing up. We're going to do that on both sides. You can't see the other leg as clearly because I'm a little too close to the camera, but both sets of toes are pointing up into the sky. Once you've done this, you're in position for a side split. We've rotated the leg so that the thigh bone will not smash into the hip bone, the pelvis, and you'll be able to get into a much deeper side split. Cool? From now, it's all muscle power, or muscle tightness / looseness that gets us into our stretch. I want you to try your best to do a little wiggle from side to side, see if you can get just a bit deeper into the stretch. I want you to walk your hands back towards your hips a little bit and see if you can put some more weight into it. And you might slip and fall backwards here, so be careful. Cool? We're here. This is our position. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. You do not have to walk your hands all the way into your hips. You can have them slightly in front. That is absolutely okay. When you do, you're going to feel more of a stretch in your inner thighs, and that is important. So you can experiment with where you place your hands. 22, 21, 20, 19, 18. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Take a mental note of where you are in your stretch and walk your hands forward. Oh, bring your legs in. Oh man, that is our first side split. I might not have told you this on this live, so if you're new, I'm sorry, but we do 3 rounds of side splits. Every other stretch that we do, we just go for 30 seconds and we move on. But the side splits we do for 3 rounds, and that is quite demanding on the body, but it is also what we need in order to make sure we make a bit of progress. All right, so we just put a whole bunch of tension into our legs, and now we got to undo some of that tension, help the muscles relax a little so that we can get into the second side split and get even deeper. What I want you to do is stand up straight when you can. I want you to, got dust all over my shirt. When you can, I want you to flick your leg out. I want you to imagine you're flicking water off of your toes. You're trying to whip the leg out as fast and far as you can so the water droplet flies really, 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 really far. And the way you do that requires your ankle to be relaxed. It requires your calves to be relaxed, and it has this whoosh, whipping motion. All right, just like a whip, to be fast, you got to be loose. So we want to take advantage of that looseness from that whipping motion, and we want to slowly chill it out. Keep it relaxed, but make it chill. So we're shaking the leg, we're dropped to the knee, we are shake, 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 shake. Notice the ankle is just flopping and doing whatever it wants. And that is how we're going to relax the muscles in the leg. Alright, 5 to 10 seconds on each leg should be plenty. So let's move on over to the other side. Again, to figure out that technique, I want you to flick the leg like you're whipping water off of your toes. Have the calf and the ankle relaxed, and as you get more familiar, more comfortable with this, you can slowly drop the knee. You can decrease the range of motion so you're not flicking out as far. It's just a gentle back and forth. And we're shaking, we're wiggling, we're flopping, we're getting loose. Again, this is all about tension. The tenser your muscles are, especially when you're in that split, the harder it is going to be for you to get deep into the split. And we put a lot of tension into those muscles when we got into the side split, so we're trying to get as much of it out as possible. This is why I told you to take a quick note of where you were in the previous side split at the end, and I want you to see if you get a little bit deeper after we do some shaking, some wiggling, some wobbling and flopping. Okay? We're going to do a little bit for the hips to help those relax because they tend to get tense when your leg is in that cushion. We're going to put all of our weight onto one leg. We're going to drop the big toe or the ball down on the other side. You can bring your feet pretty close together. We're going to bring the knees in and out. Notice the rest of the body is not moving. The only movement is happening here at the hip, where this leg connects into your pelvis. Right? Nothing else is moving. And this is gentle. This is nice and fun. It's not maximum range of motion and contraction. It is just a gentle motion to help get these muscles chilled out, keep them moving, and we're ready to move on. Other side, all the way into one leg, just a little tiny bit into the big toe, a point to anchor your foot so that you can bring the leg in and out a little bit more easily. And we're loosening up the hips. You can actually keep doing this movement and get to a point where you pick up the speed, you pick up the intensity so much that your whole entire quad muscle starts going and flops all over the place. And that is what I want you to aim for. So much relaxation that your whole leg is just flopping and going crazy all over the place. Cool? That's enough relaxation. Let's get into some side splits. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall that you are prepared to fall into if it happens. Knock on wood. I'm pretty sure this plastic floor is not wood, but you know, we're moving on. Open up the legs decently wide. Make sure there's no pain at the hips. If you can go further, go further. If you can't go further, stop. If you've gone too far, your hips are hurting. Bring the legs in. Fold forward. Breathe. Point that belly button straight into the ground. If you can, put your hands down. If you can't, elevate your hands a little bit. Give yourself a little bit of support. Sometimes, even if you can reach the floor, a little bit of support is nice. So, just because you can reach the floor doesn't mean you shouldn't try having a little bit of support and see if that helps with some of the tension in your low back or something else. Cool? All right. From here, we're going to do the most important part of the whole entire show, external rotation of the leg, and that looks like this. We're rotating the leg to the outside, to the back. So from the floor, our feet were flat on the ground like so. We're going boom, turning it behind us so that the heel is down, the toes are up, the knees are pointing up. I'm going to do that with this leg now. Bam. And now we're in position. This is the side split. Whew. From here, try your best to do a gentle little wiggle to see if you can slide your feet out further into the splits. Break the friction holding your feet back. And we are in position. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28. I told you to take a mental note of how deep we were before. Are you doing good? Are you in the same spot as the end of the previous stretch? Are you deeper? Are you better? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. 25. After we finish the stretch. 24. 23. 22. 21. 20. 19. 18. 17. 16. 15. 14. 13. Keep on breathing. Relax as much as you can. Again, we're trying to control the tension in the body. The more relaxed you are, the longer those muscles are going to be, and the deeper into the stretch you can get. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Come on out of that stretch. Oh, bring your legs in. Walk your hands forward. Kneel if you need to. Oh, if you're just joining in and watching us suffer on the floor, we do 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern. And if If you need a little bit of help practicing consistency, you also want to move a little bit better, make sure to keep coming back. Hit follow, hit subscribe, do all those cool things, and keep hanging out so we can get all stretchy and mobile together. All right, we're gonna shake out the tension from that side split. If you're still waddling around like a penguin, that's okay. You just need enough balance to be able to shake off one leg, all right? Feel free to grab a chair, grab onto something for a little bit of support, and let's start shaking out that leg. Again, we're flicking water off of our toes because we stepped in a puddle, and now we're like, we're gonna be mean and flick the water as far away as we can into the eyes of our enemies, and the whole time you're whipping that leg out, the calves, the ankles are relaxed, and then get lazy, get super lazy. Go, I don't care about those enemies anymore. I'm just gonna flutter my legs around. Flap, 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 flap. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Shake, 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 shake. Try to relax all the muscles in your legs. We already emphasized the calves and the ankles, but if you have other muscles that are floppy, shake them out, wiggle, add everything in. We did the bring the knees in and out thing, right? You can try using those muscles while your legs are up, and you can start doing crazy things with your legs. They're just going all over the place. All right, other leg. We're starting with the flicking of the water. We are chilling out, getting lazy, relaxing, dropping the knee, flopping those ankles and calves around. Shake, 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 shake. Flick, 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 flick. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And again, all the other things that we've done with our legs and our hips, you can add it into this so that your leg is just going crazy, doing weird things. And hopefully your legs are feeling a little bit more relaxed. From here, if you want, you can still do a little bit more for the hips and the other way. If it's looking a little bit like a dance move and we're going in and out and in and out and stanky leg, maybe even you can call it stanky leg junior, please make it fun, make it entertaining for yourself, and even add in other dance moves that are working the same joints if you can. We struggle on the floor through the stretches every day. A little bit of fun is gonna make it a lot more bearable, a lot more fun to do. So do those cool things. We're gonna stand 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall, and let's get into side split number 3. Open up your legs decently wide as you comfortably can get into. Again, no pinching pain in the hips. Then if there's still no pain, you can go a little bit further and a little bit further. When you've reached the point where it's no longer so comfortable, try to fold forward and see if that pain goes away. Great. That's a quick test to prove to you that when you fold forward, you rotate your leg in the pelvis, and for most people, just by folding forward, you'll get a little bit of range of motion that otherwise would be uncomfortable for the hip. And we're gonna do that even more when we rotate our feet back, all right? Where we at? We're folded forward. Put your hands down as much as you can. If you need a little bit of assistance, grab some blocks, grab a stool, grab a chair, and then we're gonna do the external leg rotation. We're gonna take that foot that's down on the ground, we're gonna rotate the whole leg back so that the heel is down, the toes are up, the knees are pointing up. We're gonna do that on both sides, and now we've opened up our legs to the deepest position for the side splits. Do a little wiggle from side to side, see if you can break the friction holding your feet back, and we are in position. 30 seconds, let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. If this whole time your arms have been locked out, bend your elbows a little bit, fold forward a little bit, and you might feel like the stretch got like twice as hard. 23, 22, 21. Keep on breathing. Big, nice, slow breaths. 20, 19, 18. See if you can get a little bit of a wiggle in every once in a while. See if you can just a little bit deeper. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, we're almost done. 3, 2, 2, 1, 0. All right, walk your hands forward. Oh, pull your legs in. Oh, and that is our third and final side split. Breathe, chill, relax. Relax everything. That is a third side split. Let's come back up into standing. Take your time, grunt, make as many crazy noises as you like. Waddle around like a penguin. And we're gonna shake out the legs one last time. Let's go. Shake, 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 shake. As you shake more and get more comfortable with the shaking, get lazier, flop the legs around, just shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. Start adding in other weird things into the leg. It doesn't have to be just this forward flicking motion we started with. You can start adding in that hip rotation and flopping, and we're ready to switch to the other side. Shake, 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 shake. Flick, 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 flick. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Oh, I feel like the other leg got more time. All right. If you want something specific for the hips, you really enjoy these for some reason, drop your leg straight down, all your weight in one leg. The toe is down on the other side. We'll bring the leg in and out and 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 in and out. Other side, in and out and 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 in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Turn it into a dance move. Make it fun. And this is our last one. Yeah, turn it into a dance move. Make it fun. Boom, bada, boom, bada, boom. Do, 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 do. Okay, that is a lot of relaxation for the hips. We're gonna do a couple of quick joint checks. If you're doing a whole bunch of dancing, a whole bunch of crazy movement, you probably don't need it. But if you haven't been doing a lot of the more fun wiggling, shaking stuff aggressively, the joint checks might help. All right, what we're gonna do first is a couple of hip circles. We're gonna try and stretch out all the muscles around the hip with a little gentle, slow movement. After the side splits, I tend to feel a whole bunch of tension here in the left and right side of the hip, and it goes up into the oblique a little bit sometimes. So I like to hang out here for a little bit. If you find something else is a little bit tight, maybe your hip flexors, maybe your low back, spend a couple of seconds there, and we're ready to move on. We're going to do a quick knee raise just to make sure the hip flexors are working well, and we're going to turn over and do some squats. From here, I want you to keep your feet relatively close together, all right? And I want you to sit back and try to touch your chest to the knees. If you don't ever actually reach, that's fine. You don't have to actually bring your chest to your knees, just in that general direction. We're folding forward. Cool? From here, I want you to try your best to push your knees forward past your toes. When you're in this position, and you can always adjust for balance, for comfort, when you're in this position, your toes should start working pretty hard. That's because they got to clench the ground to keep you from falling forward, since all of your body weight is now forward in front of you. And we want that. We want our feet to be working well. From here, you might notice that your toes are not the only thing that's working. Your feet might be working real hard to support the toes. They're all clenching down into the ground, and that's great. Keep on bringing those toes forward, or keep on bringing the knees forward. You're going to feel that stretch in your Achilles tendon, in your calves. You're going to start feeling some pressure in the knees. I promise we'll be done real soon. Holding this, you might be feeling a whole bunch of pressure in your quads. They're cramping up. And from here, I want you to lean forward just a little bit more. Do a couple of quick calf raises. Add a little bit of movement in this crazy squished position where all your muscles are firing. And if you were able to pull those off, you can come back up into standing, relax, waddle around if you need to. And oh man, that was intense. We're done. That's it. That's the whole entire show. With that last thing, if you're wondering why it's important, is because we get our toes working together with our feet, with our ankles, with our Achilles tendon, with our calves. We're putting a little bit of pressure into the knees, working the quads, folding at the hips, keeping that low back nice and tight to keep you compressed, and working those abs to keep you compressed. So you're basically checking all of the major movement patterns, making sure all of your joints are working well together when we do those calf raises, when we come out of the squat. And that's a really good check, really good sign that you are moving pretty well. Oh, that's it. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in, practicing a little bit of consistency with me today. Again, we do 45 to 60 minutes. Oh, man, must have been talking for a long time. It's 75 minutes in. Whew. We do 75 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Sunday. If you don't know what 9 p.m. Eastern is, we started an hour and 14 minutes ago, and that time, whatever that is for you, is when we start every day for you. And what else? We do this every day to practice consistency, the number one most important quality. All right. You can have the best plan, but if you can't follow it, it's not the best plan. So we focus on making sure the live is repeatable. It's not so intense that you're going to be sore and can't walk tomorrow. Just enough intensity that you can keep on coming back, working towards your goals of better mobility, towards side splits every single day. Hopefully, we make it a little bit more fun, a little bit more entertaining, so you're not just suffering alone and, realistically not suffering at all because you stopped doing the stretches altogether. Oh, that's it. That's the life. I make a bunch of other content as well. Most of it is not stretching related at all. It's about strength for the most part. Getting a little bit of exercise, quick workouts that you can do at home workouts, fun tutorials in basic beginner calisthenics. If that is up your alley, make sure to check out the other content that I create. And with that, I think we got everything. Hit follow, hit subscribe, do all those cool things. Keep coming back, and let's get more stretchy together. All right, I'm crawling over to the camera, checking the chat because I've been back here for a little bit. Let's see how things have been going. Ganowski says, "Hey, to travel with Roxy, lovely, lovely, lovely." And Teresa says, "Thank you." Travel with Roxy says, "Thank you so much." Chareth says, "Thank you, Ken." Of course, thank you everybody for coming in, doing the stretch. Oh, by the way, I just uploaded a long form YouTube video. And that YouTube video is about the frog stand. If you've watched some of the short form content, the frog stand looks a little bit like this. We are, boom, balancing on our hands. And to get your first one, you don't need that much strength. So check out that video if you want to work on some of these types of balancing moves. The frog stand is probably the first hand balancing move you should work on because it's the most easy to figure out the balance with, and it evolves eventually into things like crow stands or tuck planches or even handstands. I'm not gonna do a handstand. My arms are not tired. I'm gonna fall into something. Oh, okay. So if you've got a moment and you want to learn some of those cool moves, that video is like 6 minutes long, and I think most of us can get that in that 6 minute video's worth of time. So you should definitely go check it out. It is on YouTube. And it is the most recent video I've posted. The account is @splits on the side, same as on TikTok. So you can go check that out. Cool? All right, Charles says, "I went lower on the second one. It hurt." I'm sorry it hurt, but I'm glad you did go lower on the second one. That's the point. It's shaking and relaxing, releasing the tension in the muscles as much as possible so that you can get just a little bit more performance out of them. Vanessa asked, "How is that possible?" I don't know what you're referring to either, but if you're still on, let me know what you're referring to. Charles Roxy says, "Has been okay for me today." Okay, good. So it's not lagging. Oh, Autumn Days says, "Very laggy, echoing your voice but enjoying the stretch." Ooh, okay. Echoing the voice, that's not good because I got microphone here and here. It should not be echoing. But noted. Thank you for letting me know, Autumn. And Ganasti says, "I have no clue." I have no clue. What about? What did I say? Man, I gotta spend more time closer to the cameras. Okay. I think I have scrolled to the bottom. Oh, Chase says, "We'll check it out." Thanks. Appreciate it. And Vanessa says, "Followed the whole time, but the last stretch was way too much on my heels." I meant the last stretch we did 3 reps of. Yes, absolutely. For those side splits, it is a lot on the heels. And there's technically a couple of other ways to get into a good side split position. But most of those ways involves your face looking right at the ground. And makes it harder for you to put more body weight into the stretch. So I prefer the version where we sit upright, our body weight is pulling our butts into the ground and forcing us into a deeper side split. If your heels hurt, the quick and easy way to adjust this would be a little bit of foam under feet. Maybe not just one yoga mat, maybe like a folded yoga mat. So you got like 2 or 3 layers of foam. Some flip-flops might help. Just be careful when you're trying to adjust and you're sliding from side to side. They will kind of just slip and go all over the place and not be super reliable. Sneakers could help, but the grip underneath sneakers might make it really difficult for you to actually get deeper into the stretch because they have a lot more friction than your heels do. Slippers. I think the solution might be slippers. Some house slippers with a little bit of foam in the sole might be the quick and dirty solution to your heels hurting. I have done so many hundreds of days worth of these. I've got big old calluses on my heel. So I am remembering right now as we're talking about it that I used to have like these foam exercise mats that you can buy for like 6 of them for $20 at TJ Maxx or Costco, I think. And I used to use those, just one separate 2x2 foot square on either foot, and I just wiggle my way out slowly, and those worked pretty well. I did have some flip-flops that had like a big band across the front of the foot, not just the ones where like there's a little strappy thing between your big toe and your index toe. Your index toe sounds like a crazy word. Because that has way more of the band across the foot to keep your foot in the slipper, that was pretty good for me as well. So those are a couple of options that you can look into maybe to help support your heels a little bit. I would recommend avoiding like using just socks because socks can be a little too slippery. It really depends on what your floor situation is. If you're on like a hardwood floor that's nicely polished, it might be a little bit too slippery. You might just slide out. So that's too much. You need a little bit of grip to have control. Otherwise, you'll be worried that you're going to slip into a deeper stretch the whole time, and you're going to be contracting your inner thigh muscles the whole time, and that is really stressful. All the extra stress is not going to make it easier to get into a deeper stretch. Do I have any other recommendations for the heels being wildly uncomfortable? House slippers. I think the solution is house slippers. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna crawl over, check the chat, and see what else we got. That's it. I think that was the last update from Vanessa. And Ganowski agrees. It hurts. It does indeed. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in, practicing consistency live today with me. Vanessa, thank you for being here. I appreciate you telling me, reminding me that it's not easy to do the side splits. It's not easy to externally rotate the leg. It's not easy to put all your weight on your heels. And I should mention different ways to protect your heels in the future. If you find something that works for you, do write me back in the chat next time. Let me know what you found works for you. And I'll probably try to accumulate a running list of examples in my head. So the next time the conversation point comes up, I'll be like, I got this. Somebody told me about this just last week. Boom. Anyways, we're ready up. Thank you so much for coming in. I hope you're feeling a little bit more relaxed now. You're feeling like you're moving well. And hopefully you're ready for bed. I'll see you guys in about 22 and a half hours. We got more lives Monday through Sunday, every day of the week, and I will see you very soon. Closing out for today. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Thank you, Vanessa. All right. Closing.